Hello and welcome to my channel. I keep getting asked by a lot of people about the cost of living. Now, I could tell them go look at the videos I already made, but things are changing really fast. So, not for me, but in general, things are changing really fast. In the US, in Europe, things are changing every minute. So, in the Philippines, there's so many different choices. You can live out in the barangay, out in a little village somewhere, and you can get someplace for $50 a month. You can actually live in a slum in Manila for $50 a month, or you can get someplace way out in the middle of nowhere for $50 a month for your rent. If that's what you want to do, hey, go for it. But the thing is, if you do what I did, which is what I always recommend for new people, it's Airbnb, because I pay $300 for this place. And that includes all my utilities and my Wi-Fi. And I have air conditioning. And I know people in BGC that are paying $300 a month just for their AC. For their electric, because they run the aircon 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So they're paying for their electricity what I'm paying for my whole rent. So, it just all depends. I'm not really a city person anyway. Manila's 25 million people stacked on top of each other in one place. Now, BGC, when you go there, it looks like Las Vegas. So, it's not the Philippines in the conventional sense. It's not the village, the barangay, the country life, which is what I wanted, which is what I have. Now, I hear from people in Thailand. I know people in Thailand. I know people in Cambodia. And Thailand seems like it's just a lot more money than the Philippines. There again, if you live in BGC and spend $2,000, $3,000 a month, then it's going to be the same in Thailand. The people I talk to are spending 70,000 baht, which is $2,000 a month. I can't do that. I don't get $2,000 a month. I get $1,200 a month, and I feed the street kids every day. So I have extra money to help the poor with. And I only get $1,200 a month. So, take that for what you want, but that's fact. And the people I talk to in Cambodia are spending about the same as me, or a little less. Now, those particular people have kind of a nipa house, kind of a native style house, which here in the Philippines, that's referred to as a nipa house. If it's cinder block, say 3 or 4 feet up, and then it's all bamboo or something they call a macan, which is a kind of a woven stuff. Can't think of the word. Like a basket weave kind of thing. That's a macan. That's what a lot of people use here to build their houses with. And it works, so, what the heck, why not? It's not very secure, so I'd rather not. But, on to other things. In BGC, people are paying $600, $700, $800 a month for a condo. Now, in a nice, clean, modern, high-rise condo, it might be, that's my computer going on and off for some reason. It's going to go anywhere from about $500 on up. Because depending on how nice of a place you want, you can spend $3,000 a month just on your rent if that's what you want to do. The landlord would be happy to take your money if you want to give him that much. But now, transportation. See that there again, in Manila, there are a lot of places, and with the traffic, there are a lot of places that are going to take you half an hour to get there, even if it's not that far away. But Manila, Metro Manila, is enormous. Look at a map. So if you take a Grab, which is the kind of like the Philippine version of an Uber, I don't think there's Uber here anymore. I think they're completely gone out of the whole Philippines. But a Grab is about $5 for about a 30-minute ride. It all depends on where you want to go. Now, I can go to the mall and back in 30 minutes. And so it's $5 for me to go to the mall and back if that's what I want to do. A tricycle, if I'm just going someplace local, usually about $1. You know, the three-wheel bicycle or three-wheel motorcycle usually costs me $1, sometimes as much as $2, depending on how far I'm going. But usually $1 about do it. I don't drive anymore because if you've seen some of my other videos, the traffic laws in the Philippines, common sense never enters into it. Right and wrong never enters into it. The cop saw my accident. He was standing right there. He was 75 feet away. He saw what happened. And the guy hits me broadside. And the cop tells me it's my fault because I got a bigger car. Yeah. And if the guy would have been hurt, I would have had to pay his doctor bill. I'm not kidding you. So this little black duck ain't never driving in the Philippines again. No, not happening. Just forget about it. Let's see. Rice is about 50 cents a pound. Hamburger, I mean, it all depends on where you buy it and all that, but it's not hamburger in the true sense anyway. It's carabao, which is like a water buffalo. And I don't know why, but a lot of times it tastes like soap, which is not appealing to me. But you can get it for about $1 a pound. You can get it for about $4 a pound. If you want real beef, it's going to be about $4 a pound, if you can find it. So there's that. If you go to like Robertson's at the mall, they're going to have that kind of stuff. But most places you're going to go, your little street vendors and stuff, and places, if you go to a market, you got dry markets and wet markets. Wet markets have meat, and dry markets just have, you know, shoes and clothes and batteries and that kind of stuff. And the wet markets that have it are going to have carabao. And it's going to be cheap, and it's going to taste like dog food. So the steaks don't taste that way, but the ground meat does. So, you know, whatever. It's up to you. If you don't know what balut is a partially developed duck egg. And every time you see one of those little eggs, it'll have a date on it, a number, which is how many days along it is. I like the ones that are 15, 16 days along, and that number will be written on the egg in pencil, how far developed that duck is in that egg. They'll run you about 40 cents American money. I'm going to do all this in American money because the people that are asking me these questions are in different countries all over the world, and I'm not going to try to break it down for everybody. So, because it'd be just about impossible. The guy in the Netherlands, it's going to be way different than the guy in Canada that's asking, and Americans want to know. So instead of going through all that translation of the monetary system, I'll just tell you in US dollars, and then you can compare that with your currency and you can figure it out. Right now, they're about 60 pesos to the US dollar today. Just about. Rice will run you about 50 cents a pound. And, you know, in America, you got like long grain rice, brown rice, and white rice. And sometimes you can find like Thai rice, which is usually jasmine. But in the Philippines, they're going to have 20 different kinds of rice everywhere you go. Why? I don't really know, but they do. And the average is going to be about 50 cents a pound. Everything is in kilos here. Kilos 2.2 pounds. So, when you see my videos where I'm walking down the road and you see the signs that have prices, you can figure that out. Let's see. Quail eggs, deep fried quail eggs, street food here, they call quick, is, I think they're 50 cents for 4 most of the places you go. Sometimes you get 50 cents for 5, but usually it's 4, and they're deep fried, and they're just delicious and kind of addictive, really. Most places you go, most of the smaller places, you can get 2 cheeseburgers for $1, and usually there's some kids around somewhere, so I'll get one for myself and give one to whatever's the closest one of the little youngins running around. There is just nothing more fun than giving to the poor, to somebody who needs it, who can't do anything for you, giving them something that they need, and seeing the smile on a little kid's face. At my age and my stage of life, that's the most fun that I can have. I mean, yeah, I go bungee jumping and zip lining and all that, but that really is not as much fun as helping out the little kids. It's really not, to me. And even with my income of my Social Security is $1,200 a month, and I have enough money left at the end of the month where I can give food away every day to these kids that I see. Maybe suckers, maybe Vienna sausages in a can, maybe I'll give them a hamburger, whatever. But it's just the greatest feeling there ever was. And I went to a street food vendor and I bought all their hot dogs and just gave them out to the little kids. It was like $7. What is that, really? Seriously. Excuse me. Coca-Cola, generally speaking, is about a 12-ounce bottle, and it will cost you about 35 cents cold. There's these little places all over where you can put in a 1 peso coin, and you get a little plastic bag of cold water. And when you're old and fat like me, a lot of times you just need something to drink because you've been sweating. If you're in the Philippines, you're going to be sweating. That's all there is to it. So that is just a great idea, and that's what they do. Let's see. Beer run you about 90 cents for a San Miguel, which is, Red Horse and San Miguel is about all you're going to find in most places. Unless you're in the city, then you can find a bunch of stuff. But generally speaking, if you're out in the smaller places, you can't find Diet Coke because Filipinos don't like diet stuff. And most of them don't need it. Your average Filipino weighs about 100 pounds with a brick in his pocket. So they don't look like me. Trust me. Yeah. Anyway, that's my rundown of the cost of living as of today, which is March 5th, 2025. And if you're struggling, can't get by in America, and you're a single guy, I don't know why you're not here. I just don't. There are beautiful single women literally everywhere. When I say there's millions of them, I'm serious. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not just saying that. There are millions of single women in the Philippines looking for somebody like me. And in America, I'm about as popular as poison ivy. So I'm serious. If you're a single guy in America and you're not here, not planning on coming here, I don't understand why. If you own your home in the United States, you could put that on Airbnb or rent it out to somebody, by a lease, and your Social Security, and that's way more money than you're going to need here. So your income is done. And with the cost of rent in most places, you could rent your house for $1,500, and that's more than I get, and I get by just fine. So, and I have a part-time maid too, because housework just really ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? And there is something here called a skin tax. So a lot of places will charge you more just because you got white skin. So I will send the maid to go and get stuff at certain places. And they won't do that to her, but they would to me. I've been walking down through a market and I have seen people change the price on a watermelon because they saw me coming. I've seen them do that with pineapples too. They change the price because I'm white. That's just how it is. They just assume that it's okay to rip you off because you got money. That's just how it is. That's one of the few drawbacks to the Philippines. That happens a lot to me in Africa too, by the way. Anyway, thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe. And when things are changing, I'll be making these about once a month. So hit that notification bell so you know when the next one comes out.